Well, hello and welcome to this episode of the Weekly Word. I'm Father Michael,
Father Ed Estock.
Father Dominic.
and we are here getting ready for the fourth Sunday of Easter, more commonly known as Good Shepherd Sunday. We will hear from the Gospel of John, one of the famous I am statements from Jesus, I am the Good Shepherd. And we've been discussing uh, what that means, perhaps on a theological level, but then practically how we respond to that, how we live out in our lives what it means for Jesus to be our Good Shepherd.
And of course, this is also the World Day of Prayer for Vocations. And so you will notice in the bulletin, and maybe you did, I think it was in this past weekend's bulletin, there's pictures of the priests and deacon and Sister Kate. And so we have two kind of announcements on that front. This weekend, the 21st, is Sister Kate's last weekend in ministry here, as she is retiring and moving back to the mother house in Pepper Pike. So we'll be having a chance to greet her after all the masses this weekend. You'll be reminded there is no 5:30 mass. The second thing is in the vocational department. We have just received, as you may have heard in the bulletin or on Facebook page, a deacon, newly ordained deacon, transitional deacon, Kyle Rosser. So Kyle was ordained last weekend and was assigned to our parish and will arrive on May 20th and be with us throughout the year until his priesthood ordination in May of 2025.
And what parish is he from?
He is from the birthplace and the home base of our own Father Michael Pekosik, St. Peter in Lorraine. So that's all the connections we have. So I am thinking, as you know, I've been going through these I am statements, and I am the Good Shepherd, Jesus says. So he's identifying himself with God, I am. And then I'm thinking he is saying, and God is like a good shepherd. And so what is a good shepherd like? I kind of am taking off on the fact that a good shepherd provides for, feeds, and keeps safe the sheep. So I'm kind of thinking that God is security. So be not afraid. And I'm not sure, most of us, I know I don't, a lot of the time, and I'm sure many of you don't, I don't really trust in God's security plan for me. So that's what I'm hoping to grow in.
Yeah, and I think it's can be easy for us to cling to other things to give us security. We try to build our lives as secure as possible. I bank my security on my bank account. I bank my security on my social status or my family, and and so there's a lot of things in this world that can make us feel secure, but we notice that all of these things are able to be shaken. So let's say if there's some family conflict, or there's some interpersonal conflict, or maybe some loss of funds. So all those things could cause us great anxiety, great instability. And so I think we could find that it is in our those times of anxiety or instability that we can recognize that it's not in Christ that we're finding our support, finding our safety and security, but it is in these things that shake and don't last. And even if all those things keep on coasting, even if our family is doing great, our bank account's wonderful, we're still not going to have nearly the security and the love that Christ gives us. And so if all we do is bank our and we effectively build these castles of security, we'll still have a pang of emptiness, a longing for a God who loves and embraces us. And so that's what the Good Shepherd is meant to do, is to give us that one who with whom which nothing else will fulfill. And God is calling us to just come into his fold.
We want to see all of those things, our families, our social circles, our bank accounts, in light of our relationship, our security in God, in Jesus, and let him shepherd us in those things so that they're not driving our mentality or our behavior or our thoughts and feelings, and just they're just not our motivation, but they are something that is cultivated in a healthy and holy way in our lives to go and bear more fruit. So it's, however big or small someone's bank account is, isn't the most important thing. It's what they're doing with it, and how are they being good and faithful stewards of money, and looking out for others if they can. And are you connected with your family? And obviously there's a lot of very difficult situations out there, but to the extent that it's possible, are you finding God in one another and building up the kingdom in your families and extended families and in social friends as well? So let the good shepherd shepherd you in all of these areas.
I'm realizing too, I just started on Medicare, 65 years old. So I'm going to be 66 pretty soon. And I had a recent experience where an elderly brother was suddenly confronted with like a serious health crisis. Uh, Long life, 80 some years old, and really so panicked and so shaken by the fact that, well, maybe his life was ending. So, and I'm thinking, I wonder, I wonder how susceptible I will be. I've had such good health most in my whole life, that I think we bank on those kind of things, and suddenly, so that's when when you're confronting your security system, is when you are all of a sudden frightened out of your mind.
Mm.
If a death of a loved or sickness of a loved one, or I don't know, my crazy dog ran away from me and headed toward the pond. This was months ago, and I just I said, oh my God, I cannot believe this dog is like he's on a suicide mission. But I realized how panicked and frightened I got by the thought of something happening to this dog. And I'm thinking, wow, I got to, get my head on straight. But also you can, so your fear reveals to us where your security is lying. And so this is really a good opportunity for us to clarify, is God in fact my good shepherd?
Mm.
And have I placed my cares and my life and my future in the good shepherd's hands? So,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. See ya.